Hello everyone. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do the block project. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my templates and start with a small object inches drawing. On the Mac it shows up here. If you're opening without the proper template, on a PC you go to File, New using template, and then use the proper one, or new dot 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 and use the proper one. But this is the Mac version, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to draw a block first, just as a reference. The block that we're going to be using is going to be 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches. So we're just going to draw a box with a BOX, enter, click anywhere and start to drag it out, and then just hit 6, enter, 6, enter, 6, enter. I'm going to right click here and switch to shaded so we can see it better. And of course, if you have a PC, the little down arrow next to your viewport window will bring up the same settings as this. All right, so what I want to do is I actually just want to start subtracting form from this box. And I'm going to do a relatively simple one just as an example. You can extrapolate on this with your own creativity. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to do all 6 sides the same. So I'm going to draw a rectangle with a reference of the same size. So I'm going to do 6, enter, 6, enter. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and offset inward. I'm just going to make some squares that are coming in on this. You can make any shape you want because we're going to import this into a different program to lay it out for laser cutting. Or if you want to cut it by hand, you can from that too. So I'm going to go ahead and use the offset tool. And I'm going to offset a distance of 0.25. So I'm just going to type 0.25 for 1/4 of an inch. Click on the line and come inward a little bit. And then I'm going to keep doing that all the way in. And you can change these dimensions. I mean, I really, of course, would like you to do something a little bit more creative than just offsetting in. But it'll work for what we're trying to do. And then I'm going to offset in this time 0.5, enter. Escape to get out. Click on that one. Enter brings up the same command, and do one more in the very center. And I might delete a couple of these. I don't want to do this many levels. Okay. All right, then I'm going to start to extrude up. And I'm going to start with this one. I want to leave a little bit of room around the face here just so that when I put it together, they don't overlap too much. So I'm going to extrude up each one of these. So I'm going to start with the middle one. I'm going to extrude that one up 3 inches. So it's actually going all the way to the middle of the object. Then I'm going to do this one 2.75 inches. So I'm extruding, selecting a rectangle, going up, and then I'm going to do 2, enter. And then I'm going to do, actually, you know what? Let me undo that. I'm going to do 2.75. Okay, let's do that again. Up. This time I'm going to do 2.5. Enter. Okay, there we go. Click on this one. Enter brings up the same command. Extrude it up. This time I'm going to do 2. And then this one, I'm going to click on this one. Extrude this one up 1.5. And then extrude this one up 1. Just trying to kind of make it like a pyramid shape, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's more of this technique that I want to show you. So this object actually has all the other ones kind of overlapping. So if I switch to like X-ray, you can see through. See how all those lines are coming all the way through. So I want to actually Boolean union them all together to make them one piece. So I'm going to use this right here, or I could just type Boolean union. Select all of these objects, and then hit enter. And it got rid of all that extra line work, which means that this is now all one piece. And this I could insert into this and subtract out on all sides, but I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated than that. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this block. Just click on my light bulb here, or it might be on the tool sets over here if you've got a Mac. or if you've got a different version of Rhino, or just type hide. And so I've got this object here. I'm going to hide this one too. And I'm going to use this rectangle here as a guide to do a little bit more detail. So I'm actually going to erase out all this stuff, just keep this rectangle here. And I'm going to click on it so I can see it when I switch to a right view. And then I'm going to draw a triangle using a polyline. Polyline just means a line that continues. So if I go click here and go up 3 inches, enter, and then click, and then come back down here to the midpoint, not the center, midpoint. Center would have made it not go straight. So, and then I click there, and then I click back at the origin point. So, should have a triangle in space. And switch back to perspective just to check it. Yep, that looks perfect. That's what I want. And then I'm going to go back here and extrude that curve all the way from one side to the other. And then I'm going to mirror that over. So just type mirror. And with mirror tool, you're going to draw the line in the middle right where you want it to flip over. Basically, it's just creating a line and then flopping it to the other side. See, if I go with a line this way, it flops that way. Line this way, it flops that way. And then click. So now I've got that shape, and I'm going to bring back my other shapes by right-clicking here. And so you can see now I've got that shape in the middle and this shape on the sides. What this shape on the sides is going to do is it's going to make this no longer a box. It's going to change it into a polygon, and we'll work with that. So I'm going to return back to shaded here, and I'm going to go ahead and select all 3 of these and Boolean union them together to make them all one piece. Okay, so now I'm going to use this object. Inside of this object, I'm going to use it on all 6 sides. I would recommend making multiple different kind of varieties of this. You can even draw circles or spheres to make things a little bit more organic if you plan to laser cut. But for me, I'm just going to move this. Type move, enter, because you want to select a point to move from. Click there, and then move it in to there. And so I can get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. And now you can see that it fits perfectly around that object, but I'm going to end up in, I want to mirror that over onto all of the sides. So I'm going to switch to a right view, click on this object, type MI, mirror comes up, I hit enter, I click on this point and drag it over and then click to get that mirrored section on top. And then I want to go back to a top view, and I'm going to select this object, the poly surface. Select that object. What's going on? Okay, I do have it selected. So back to a top view. And I want to mirror it the other way. So I'm going to go mirror, and I'm actually going to go from this diagonal point to this diagonal point so that it's mirrored onto the other side. So now I've got this one here, but I've also got this one up here. Actually, that didn't work the right way. I wanted it to actually be on this side, so it should not have flipped that way. So let me do that again. Go to a top view. Sorry. And then go mirror this object. Switch back into perspective so I can see it. Make sure it's going the right way. Yeah, this time it's going the right way. And then I'm going to draw the diagonal on the top the same way I did before. Oops. So mirror, enter, and then diagonal. So now I've got that on all of those sides. Then I'm going to flip that to the top. So I want to go to a right view. And if I click from left to right, it only selects the objects that I completely encircle. If I go from right to left, see, it also circles that. So I just want to select the objects down here. I'm going to go left to right, and then I'm going to do mirror, enter, click this point, and click that point. Switch back to perspective, and now it should be on all sides of my cube. Okay, good. So once I've got this, I'm going to actually go ahead and copy this bottom, one of the bottom ones, polysurface here, copy, and move it over there. Okay, I'm just saving that just in case. And now I'm going to subtract out the shapes from that cube. So I'm going to go Boolean difference, click on the box. Where is my box? Click here. Extrusion. There it is. Okay. Just click on the extrusion, enter, and then select the surfaces you want to subtract with, and I'm going to select all of these poly surfaces. Make sure they're all selected, and then I'm going to hit enter again. Well, since that didn't work, I'm going to do it a little bit at a time instead. So instead of trying to do them all at once, now I'm going to do Boolean difference, click on my extrusion, hit enter. Then I'm going to do just the bottom ones. So let's do that one, enter. Just one at a time. And then I'm going to do the same thing again, hit enter, click on that, hit enter, and then click on this one, enter. So you see what it's doing, right? So then I'm going to go ahead and keep going. I'm going to click on the top one and hit Boolean difference, click on this one, hit enter, and then click on this one, hit enter, enter. Then I'm going to do it one more time. Boolean difference, click on the top because you know that's part of the whole, hit enter, and then click on this one, enter. Okay.